The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Zebra.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches. That now brings up a very interesting identical situation on third down.
Yeah, people couldn't see us on camera, but I love how you motioned to me like, throw the ball. This is a great shot to take it, second and short. Maybe take a big shot downfield. Instead, they ran it. Didn't work out for them very well. They should have listened to you, partner.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
The drive starts with a completion left side and inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. That is caught. Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. That's to the rookie, Marvin Mims. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a hunting down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Setting up the screen to Pirine. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A first down from Dulcich, and the only reason more people aren't talking about his rookie season is because he was injured a good chunk of it. Showed in a couple of big games he can be a big-time playmaker at tight end.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Play action. It's Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. A huge play there for Denver. 41 yards. 1st and goal. They got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Williams is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Williams will try again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Hey, alert.
Here's Wilson. That is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Broncos. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Broncos are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do. So I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
To throw is Wilson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it. for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Broncos on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On second down, Williams. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to fourth down. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I'll guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
Now it's Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Jets are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now.
Broncos 13.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Young.
And the return will stop right around the 25. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And a completion to Wilson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Jets.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people to power his way forward.
Broncos 13.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Chuck Clark picking it off, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
It's complete to Cook. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Cook is into the end zone for a Jets touchdown.
Touchdown, New York.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Makes the score Jets 42, Broncos 13.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Duggan.
He completes this to Sutton. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Duggan looking to throw.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
To throw is Duggan.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing, Duggan.
And this is going to be intercepted.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get